begin with finding a position laying on your back that feels most comfortable to you. And just taking a few moments to let the body sink down into the support of the earth, the floor, your mat. Noticing the areas that perhaps are still wanting to control, to do, to push, to strive. Everything in our universe right now is telling us to still, to listen. In our inquiry, in our availability to open up to that deeper space of wisdom within, perhaps your intention bubbles to the surface. Not worried about the questions surrounding how. Just continue to breathe in the why. Naturally, as you come to your mat, perhaps your breath deepens. If it hasn't done so already, starting to explore that deeper, fuller breath. Feeling the lungs expand 360 degrees and adding in potentially that little bit of a constriction in the back of the throat. The constriction in the glottis that allows us to create that aspirant sound of Ujjayi pranayama. Perhaps you're choosing to eliminate the extra music, distractions, and so it's your breath that carries you fully through the practice. If you are choosing to add in the playlist, perhaps turning on the music, once you feel like your breath has found its own natural rhythm. And knowing that there's absolutely no way that you have to begin. As you feel inspired to do so, allowing your breath, your body, to guide you. Whatever movements are calling to you. Perhaps it's a nice big full body stretch, knees coming in, some rocking and rolling there. And as we move, we get a little bit more information from the body. Maybe what's feeling a little extra tight. Maybe areas that you've been neglecting that have all of a sudden found their way into the light of awareness. Eventually both knees coming in towards your chest. Give yourself a big hug. You can always stick with the knees. You can grab to the backs of the thighs or maybe starting to reach towards feet as you make your way into that happy baby. And just free flowing, rocking a little bit, side to side. And maybe you start to explore a little bit of movement into the backs of the legs, into those hamstrings. And then whether you want to keep the knees bent or explore again legs being straight, letting everything rock over towards the left, hanging on to the feet with the knees bent or the legs straight again, totally up to you. And then starting with that right leg, open up like a book. And then rocking all the way over to the right, closing that book. And then leading with your left leg, just starting to flow this side to side. Again, knees can always be bent in the process. Let go of what it looks like, feel it. Maybe take a couple of rounds alternating. time that you come into that center point, finishing up the round that you're on. As that left leg leads you back, you'll just pause to center. Again, maybe bending into those knees, coming back to that happy baby we started with, pressing the lower back into the earth. Shoulders soften down as you feel your core start to engage. Releasing the hands behind the head. Push the elbows down to the floor and feel your chest broaden. As you exhale, curl your knees and your shoulders towards one another. Relax back down. Exhale, curl in, hold the right knee where it is. Extend your left leg out long. Left knee comes back in. Upper body, lower body, release just a bit. Exhale, curl. Right leg extends. Again, starting to take this at your own pace. Know that the head and the feet can always touch down if they need to for a little added support. Finishing up one more round on each side. Right knee comes in, hold your space. Feet, hands, reach towards the sky. Curl yourself into the tightest little ball you can. Go ahead and grab a hold of the feet. Drop the head, the lower back to the earth, maybe a little rock. Side to side. And then keeping the feet a little wider, you'll start that process of rocking forward and backwards. Connecting to your spine. And then maybe starting to pop up onto the feet. Catch a balance, rock back down. Again, moving at your pace. Popping up onto the feet. Start to sway a little bit side to side. Moving into the hips. Again, rocking around however you need to. Maybe starting to let the arms flow into it a little bit more. And then the hips will start to lift. That swaying again can start to move, maybe a little bit more of that side-to-side action. And then maybe grabbing a hold of the opposite elbows, letting the movement start to transition more to the upper body. And letting your hands come down to the ground. Inhale to that half flat back. Left hand underneath the face. Right hand reaches up to the sky. Twist. Hand can reach to the ceiling, or if it feels better, hand to hip. Or if it's available, start to flip the palm and wrap that arm behind the back. Breathing into the front of that right shoulder. Exhale, fold forward, and then inhale, rise. Come all the way up to standing. Exhale, find your side bend. Inhale, come back up. Right hand and left hand maybe meet, interlacing the fingers, whatever works for your body. Drawing the chin back, dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder, breathing into the right side of your neck. Roll that chin down and around to center. Knuckles start to draw to the earth. Remember, elbows are always an option. And then lift your heart to lift your head. Bow forward. Maybe the hands come up and overhead. Releasing the hands down to the lower back, down to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Right hand now underneath the face. Left hand reaches to the sky. Again, this is option one. Option to keep the hand to the hip, or you can always wrap behind the back. Listen to your body. Keeping that left arm where it is, bow forward, and then press into your feet, rise, come up. Right hand reaches to the sky, side bend over to your left. Breathe into those right ribs. Bringing your right hand down to the hip, maybe you interlace with the left hand. Right elbow points back behind you, chin draws back, and then right ear drops towards the right shoulder. Breathing into the front of that left shoulder, into the left side of your neck. Tension, stress starts to dissipate as the fingers draw towards the earth. Maybe grab opposite elbows, open the chest to lift the gaze. Bow forward, maybe the hands come up and overhead. Releasing both hands down towards the lower back, down to the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. As you exhale, you're going to take a big step back with that left foot. Both hands coming to the inside of that right knee. Dropping your left knee down to the ground. Sink the hips, roll the shoulders back, open up. Exhale, curl and round. 2 more rounds. Moving with your breath. Ending with your right leg as straight as it's willing to go. Pause there for a moment. Sweeping your right hand up to the sky. Exhale, bring that right hand back to the inside, bend into the knee. Maybe come down into the forearms. Take a couple of breaths here. Breathing into those hips. And then tucking your left toes, lift that left knee up and away from the ground. However you need to transition, you're going to make your way back into a forearm plank. Perhaps you stay on those forearms as that right foot steps back. Pause here for a moment. Right, left, right, left, little knee taps. Start to feel the core get a little bit more integrated into the process. 2 more. Find a nice strong forearm plank. Knees, pelvis, drop to the earth, untuck the toes, pull the heart through the arms. Release the chest down. Hands come alongside the rib cage, up and back. Find your downward facing dog. First time here in this practice, so maybe walk it out a little bit. Again, little twists, little shifts. Feel your way in. Feel that nice grounding in the hands and the feet, the apex of your hips, lifting to the sky, that center point. Inhale as you prepare, and then as you exhale, you can step or jump the feet wide, coming back to that malasana. This time holding it, hands coming to the heart. Press arms into legs, legs into arms. Right hand comes down, left hand sweeps up. Switch, left hand comes down, right arm sweeps. Hand comes down, hips lift, bow forward. Inhale, half lift. Taking that left hand underneath the face, right hand reaches to the sky. Switching it up a little bit this time, right hand comes behind the left arm. Grabbing a hold of shoulders, give yourself that hug as you come up to standing. Sticking here or wrapping to your eagle arms of choice. Elbows lift, head draws back, chin dips. Opposite, elbows drop, chest lifts. Unwind, sweep. Inhale, open. Exhale, bow. Opposite direction, inhale, half lift. Right hand underneath the face, left hand sweeps up high. Left arm goes behind the right arm. Grab shoulders, come up. Stay with the hug or wrap to your eagle of choice. Again, elbows lift, chin drops. Switch it, elbows come down, chest lifts, gaze maybe lifts. Unwind, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot steps back this time. Sink down into your lunge, right knee finds the earth. 3 rounds, sink the hips, roll the shoulders back. Think cat-cow here. Front of the body to back of the body, you're just neutralizing, balancing. Notice it. What information can you gather about where you're at today? On that last round, then you pull your left leg straightish. Pause, breathe into it. Foot can be flat, toes can be to the ceiling, it's up to you. Inhale, sweep that left hand up like a kneeling, twisting triangle. Exhale, left hand comes down as you bend into the knee. Find forearms if it's available. If not, hands are totally option. You can always incorporate props whenever you feel like you need to in this practice. Another breath. Tucking the right toes, lift the right knee, hold. And then again, pressing into the earth, left foot steps back. Find your forearm plank. However you get there, totally awesome. Right hip, left hip. Little dip side to side now, getting a little bit more into those obliques. Good. Right and left. One more time. Come back to center. Nice solid forearm plank. Breathe. Drop the knees, the pelvis down to the earth. Pull the heart through. Stay where you are. Maybe hands go slightly wider than the elbows. Lifting up, finding more of that seal variation of this back bend. Release the chest back down to the ground. Hands come alongside the rib cage. Lift the hips up and back. Finding that downward facing dog. And breath in, breath out. Right leg reaches up to the sky. As you exhale, draw that knee towards your chest. Curl it around again. Feel your core. And then lightly step your right foot in between your hands. Get locked and loaded into that right foot. Sweep the right hand up to the sky as you straighten that right leg out. Start to bend into that right knee. Windmill up and around. Find a warrior two. Again, land it steady here. Left hand to hip, down the leg, or behind the back. Reverse. Start to look back towards your left foot. Sink down into that right hip. Go low, coming into Skandasana. Again, hands find their variation, their space. And however you need to get here with or without the hands, see if you can just sit your bottom down to the ground. Grab a hold of your right ankle with your left hand. Sweep the right arm up and over, going into a side bend. As you exhale, you're going to lift back up. Find your lunge position. Right foot goes back behind you. Hover, however you want to transition. You can always skip the high to low push-up vinyasa if you like. Eventually we'll make our way back into that downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up to the sky, knee to nose. Again, hold it for a moment. Notice the tendency to want to rush. All right, we don't have as many places to go right now, so let yourself slow down a little bit. Even in a flow, can we start to let ourselves simply be? Fighting into that lunge, again, nice and strong through that left foot. Right hand finds its space. Left leg straightens, the left hand reaches up to the sky. Variation twisting triangle. Exhale, bend into that left knee, windmill up and around, find your warrior two. So from here, right hand can again come to hip, down the leg or behind the back, reverse. Starting to rotate a bit into the feet as you sink yourself down into Skandasana. Take a breath here. And then maybe sit yourself all the way down to the ground. Right hand finds that left ankle, shin. Left hand reaches up and over, moving into your side bend. Sides will be different. Let it be where it is. Start to come back up. Lift up, around. Find your lunge. Once you're in that lunge position, hands plant. Left foot steps back. Maybe you hover it. Shift forward to the earth or to float. Feet land, heart lifts. Lift the hips up and back. Find that downward facing dog. Settle into your space. A couple of deep breaths. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee comes in, curl and round. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale, step that right foot forward in between your hands. Sweep it open into that twisting triangle. Exhale, ground, warrior two. Inhale, reach back, reverse. Exhale, sink down, Skandasana. Inhale, find that funky little side bend. Changing things up a little bit, you're going to pull that left foot in front of you. Come onto your right forearm, grab a hold of your left heel, draw the heel to the bottom. Open up through that left quadricep, hip flexors. And then you're going to take that left foot all the way around your right thigh. Find a twist, right elbow hooks to the outside of that left leg. Starting to rotate and twist, turning your left foot as much as you need to so it's facing the front of your mat again. Right leg reaches up to the sky. You're bowing forward into standing splits. For this round, you're going to bend into that left knee, step the right foot back, plant, float. Any way you want to get to down dog is groovy. Good. Holding that down dog for just a breath. Left leg is going to reach up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, step that left foot forward in between your hands. Right hand stays down, left leg straightens, reach that left hand up to the sky. As you exhale, windmill around, find your warrior two, get steady. Reach back, reverse. Good. From here, you start to sink into that left hip. Come into that skandasana. Let your bottom come down to the ground. Inhale, nice big reach with that left arm, side bend. This time you're going to pull that left shin in front of you, left forearm finds the earth. Pull that right heel to your bottom. Open up through the front of that right leg. Right leg swings around. You're going to find your twist. Starting to rotate, right foot back to the front of the mat. Extend that left leg up to the sky, moving into your standing splits. Bend into that right knee, step back, find your lunge. Again, it's that high to low if you want to take it. Finding your downward facing dog. Taking a breath or two there. As I spin around. And then right leg reaches up. Knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, right leg lengthens, open up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, sink, skandasana. Inhale, sit, side bend. Exhale, take yourself around, sink into that right forearm, and then inhale, open it up. This time maybe you kick the foot back, a little bit more of a back bend. Exhale, we're going into that seated twist, curl. Revolve around your axis. Start to turn, inhale, right leg kicks up to the sky, standing splits. Now, we're going to go into a crescent if you'd like to. Hands come down to the ground, little play time. So for this first round, maybe it's little lifts. Heels off the ground. Then you'll bend into that left knee. Right foot lands behind you. Inhale, sweep up, crescent warrior. As you exhale, turn. Hook your right elbow to the outside of that left leg, coming into that twisting crescent. And then float on up. Find your twisting half moon. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to step back with that right foot. One more time. Float. This time, left heel comes in towards that bottom as you start to bend into the elbows. Maybe adding in a little bit of a funky push-up. Left foot floats back. High to low. Coming back into your downward facing dog to start again on the other side. So inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, step that foot forward. Inhale, twisted triangle. Exhale, warrior two. Reach back. Coming through into that skandasana nice and low. Sink the bottom down to the ground. Find your side bend. Inhale, stretch it long. As you exhale, you're going to sink left forearm. Inhale, open up the front of the body. Maybe a little bit more of that back bending variation. Exhale, take the right leg around. Twist. Start to turn. Inhale, left leg up. So again, hands come down to the ground. You can start to lift up on that right heel, a little playfulness, that idea of weight shifting into the hands. Core nice and strong. Step that left foot back, landing. Inhale, rising, coming into your crescent. Exhale, twist. Hook the elbow to the outside of the knee, pressing the palms into one another, nice and strong in both legs. Pop it open. Inhale, half moon. Exhale, step back. Step that right foot back, high to low. Knowing that you can always pause, take breaks whenever you need to. Keep in mind there are no have-tos, especially when we're just hanging out in our playroom by ourselves, right? Inhale, right leg up. 3 Z's, exhale, knee to nose. After that third round, right foot steps forward, in between the hands, right leg straightens. Inhale, twist the triangle variation. Exhale, ground warrior two. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, skandasana. Inhale, find your side bend. Exhale, this time, if you like, forearm or hand come down, shin comes down, and you can pop yourself up, grabbing a hold of that left foot here. So you can stay seated, lower like we did last time, or find that lifted variation, and then exhale, sit down, find that twist. Start to turn, finding your standing splits. And then, like we did last time, hands come down. And then if you want to, you can play with those little lifts that we did, or start to think about pulling that left heel towards your bottom. And I lose an earpiece. Little hops if you want, catch air time. Step it back, inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, you'll find that twist. Inhale again, we find our twisted half moon. Exhale, sink down. Catch a hold of the foot if you like. And then inhale, or I should say, whoop, float up. Finding that nice lift into your dancer. Release, taking that right leg around the left leg, hook, right arm comes underneath. We're sinking down into eagle. We found the upper body earlier, now breathing into the lower body. And then from your eagle, unwind maybe just the hands. Unwind to the ankles so that you can set yourself up for a variation of crow. Ankles crossed, hands come down to the ground, knees to the backs of the arms, shift forward. This is going to kind of be the end of our sequence. Squeeze the ankles into one another. Notice that gives you maybe just a little bit more lift, a little more lightness, and then float through. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Again, any way you transition is great. Left leg is going to lift up towards the sky. And again, 3 times, knee to nose. Then that left foot steps forward. Inhale, twist the triangle. Warrior two. Reverse. Skandasana. To sit. Finding your side bend. Now again, the cycle through, if you'd like to, it's shin and hand popping up, inhaling into this kneeling kind of chapasana. Exhale, sink. Find your twist. Unwind. Reaching that left leg up towards the sky. Bow. So again, you can step right back into your lunge. Hands can come down to the ground. You can find those little heel lifts, or if you'd like to, you can play with a couple little hops. Feeling that weight shift into the hands, playing, and then stepping back, inhaling, coming up to that crescent. As you exhale, finding that twist. And then inhale, pop on up, twisting half moon. Exhale, go a little low. It's easier to catch the foot here. And then inhale, coming into that twisted dancer. Exhale, sit it down. Find your eagle. Unwind the arms. Unwind to the ankles. Bring the hands down. Again, no need to lift those tail feathers today. Hands come down, knees touch the arms, and maybe it's just a shift forward, feeling that sensation of weight in the hands. Claw a little bit with the fingertips. Squeeze the legs into one another. Push your arms back, your heart forward. Hollow out the belly. Feel the lift from your center. When you're ready, you transition back into down dog, however your body wants to get there. Coming back into that downward facing dog. Dropping the knees to the earth, hips to heels. Take a couple of breaths in child's pose. So we're going to be going through one more final round of that sequence. You're going to find the variations that work for you. So again, whatever it is that your body needs, you take it. There are absolutely no have-tos in this process. Coming into your downward facing dog, getting settled. Big breath in, big breath out. Again, big inhale, big exhale. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Right leg lifts 4 times. Need a nose. With your breath. Like bellows, push it out. Inhale, extend that back, and then exhale, step that right foot forward. Inhale, twisting triangle. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, sink down. Find that skandasana. Find the bottom, side bend. So any of the options that we found thus far are still there for you, or right leg extends out. We're finding a side plank variation, catching a hold of that left foot. Opening it up maybe a little bit there. Left foot finds the ground. If you're in that side plank, lower the hip. You can stay where you are as you find a twist or rebend that right knee. Totally up to you. Listen to your body. And then we're going to twist. Finding that standing splits. Right leg can just stay straight. Bow in. Again, any playfulness you want to take here, it's yours. We'll eventually make our way into that lunge. Finding crescent. Exhale, find your twist. Papa down up. Twisting half moon. Exhale, a little bit of a curtsy to grab a hold of the foot. Inhale, we float ourselves up. Coming into that twisting half moon. Twisted dancer. Exhale, find that twist. Right leg over left. Right arm comes underneath. Finding your eagle. Lift through the heart. So again, we can do what we did before. You can start to bring your hands down to the ground. And I know I kind of forgot it on the one side. You'll forgive me, I'm sure. Right knee comes to the back of that right arm only. And we kind of play with this hybrid of eagle and one-legged crow. And then you can kick it back into a one-legged crow. Cycle your way through. Finding downward facing dog. And then we're there to find the last round on the left. 4 times, knee to nose. Stepping that foot through, inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, ground warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, sink. Last time here, finding your side bend. Any of the last options, or left leg goes straight as you find your side plank, maybe grabbing a hold of that right foot. Right foot comes around, sit down, your variation of the twist. Start to come around, turn, left foot floats, standing splits. Again, any space that you want to play, feel free to play here. When you're ready, you find your crescent. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, pop. Twisting half moon. Exhale, sink, catch a hold of the foot. Inhale, float up. Twisted dancer. Exhale, we find that eagle. One last time. Left leg over, left arm under. Sink, lift the heart. Now again, you can find any exit you want. If you want to play, it's left arm and left knee. As you start to float up that right foot, maybe you kind of re-hook, and then right leg can extend back. Then you cycle through, again, however your body wants. Back into that downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. This time, inhale, right leg up to the sky. 5 times. Don't worry, this is not the same thing. As you bring that knee to nose, the 5th and final round, take your right knee more towards your right armpit. Down to the right wrist, to the left wrist, to the left shoulder, right, down, across, up. Right, down, across, up. One more, right, down, across, up. Right leg goes back behind you, open it up, flip it over if you want, whatever feels good. And then you're gonna come back around, find your downward facing dog. Left leg, 5 times, knee to nose. On that last round, knee goes towards the left armpit, down, across, up, over, down, across, up, left, wrist, wrist, right, left, wrist, wrist, right. One more, left, down, across, up, left leg goes up and back. Bend the knee, open it. Again, if it feels good to flip, go ahead and flip yourself around, finding a nice open space here. As you exhale, you'll make your way back and around into that downward facing dog. Take a moment, breathe. Finding that downward facing dog. Settle in. Inhale as you prepare to move. One more time, we're going to find that Balasana. So stepping or jumping, floating your way forward, feet outside the hands. Hands come to heart. Pause for a moment, letting your body get acclimated. Right hand comes down to the ground, left hand sweeps to the sky. Maybe you find that bind, wrapping around the right leg. Coming back to center, switching to the other side. Maybe you bind around that left leg. Slowly unwinding, coming back to center, finding your Malasana. If you want to flip so that the backs of the hands come together, fingertips down, wrists lift as the elbows drop, breathing into those wrists, releasing out. You can make little fists. And then rolling, releasing out. Like we did earlier, we're gonna trust we're not too far away from the floor as you drop your bottom to the earth. You can see it's like that far. And then legs extend out. Finding your space in the straddle. Again, any way that you feel like you need to prop yourself up is awesome. Taking that right hand to the inside of that right leg, similar to what we did earlier, find your side bend. Breathe into those left ribs. And wind the twist, turn towards that right leg, a little bit of length, gently bow in. Slowly lift yourself up, left hand to the inside of that left leg, right arm reaches up and over, finding that side bend. Lift yourself up slightly, turn towards that left leg, a little bit of length, and then bow in. Lifting the torso, turn towards center, lengthening through the spine and starting to gently fold in. Supporting yourself however you need to with the upper body. We'll be here for a little bit of time. So maybe starting at maybe about 80% of what you feel like you can do, and just letting time and gravity start to take over. Reminding yourself that here too, there's nowhere to get. Sometimes in the stillness, our need to get somewhere, the fluctuations in the mind, the chitta-vritti start to take over, and we start to lose that sense of presence that for many of us is easier to find when we're moving. So as perhaps those moments arise, just let it be like a wave in the ocean, knowing that it will subside. And bit by bit, breath by breath, you feel yourself being carried to shore. your body just fall where it wants to. If the toes turn out, they turn in, it's all good. Continuing to breathe as you let your body soften just a little bit further. No, the video has installed. We're still in this straddle forward fold. If you're clenching in your jaw, furrowing your forehead, try to soften those areas too. You won't be here forever. Using your hands, you'll start to lift the torso back up. My suggestion is to just pause for a moment. Again, let your body acclimate and feel. And then if there's anything in particular that your body is telling you it wants, you go ahead and take it. Using the hands to help the legs in can be a kind thing. Maybe some windshield wipers, again, whatever you feel like you need. Eventually you'll find your way down onto your back. Pausing there for just a moment, getting settled, and then switching our focus to more of the front of the body. Feet firmly planted to the earth, hands alongside the body. Find that tilt, so pubic bone to belly button. Feel the core engage. Feel your lower back hug towards the earth. Doesn't have to touch it, but it's moving in that direction. And then driving through the heels using hamstrings and glutes. Start to lift the hips up towards the sky. Hands can stay where they are. You can interlace. You can grab a hold of ankles. If you want a different variation of back bend, go for it. Letting yourself gently roll down. Pausing for a moment once you hit the floor. Letting, again, the reverberation settle. Spine neutralize. And then from here, you're going to go ahead and draw the knees in towards the chest. Again, a little bit of circling, gentle movement. Letting both legs fall over to the left as you go into a twist of the spine. Any variation of twist is awesome here. Head does not have to turn over that right shoulder, but it most certainly can. Legs coming through center, moving to the other side. Again, any variation is great. Coming back to center. Any last movements that you feel like your body needs, go ahead and take it. And then you'll make your way into some place of relaxation. So wherever it is that your body wants to land, let it land there. Cover up with a blanket if you have an old drafty house. And as we began coming full circle, feel yourself settle into the earth, the unconditional, loving arms of Mother Earth. And once again, you're more than welcome to pause and stay in your Shavasana as long as you feel necessary. Whenever life calls you back into your body, starting to find those organic movements, much like we found at the beginning of the practice, no have-tos, no shoulds, just what feels natural. And then eventually your movements will carry you into the fetal position, pausing there for just a moment, still surrendering a bit into that space of support, not the surrender of giving up, but the surrender of allowing in. Top arm you use to gently press the earth away, rising, coming up to a comfortable seated space, allowing the sitting bones to ground down into the earth, spine to elongate. And for this round, taking the backs of the hands to the tops of the knees, first finger and thumb unite, coming into that mudra signifying our connection, individual spirits with universal soul. Recognizing that the time we take on our mats is vitally important to heal this earth. To shift the focus ultimately from just ourselves, from me into us. Inhale, arms reached. Exhale, hands to heart as you bow, finding that space of gratitude for taking the time to reconnect today to everything that you are. The light and love in me bows to the light and love in each and every one of you. I miss you all. Namaste.